To the first ever virtual book signing crossed with a chat show or something like that. As you can see, I'm already assembling my very own Brady bunch of people. We've got here Carrie-Anne Philbin, who's completely awesome. We've also got our party room, our 24-hour party people, who are in there next door. We're going to have lots of people coming on to chat to you about how they use the internet and what they're doing online and any tools or resources that they can recommend. And of course, the reason that I'm here tonight talking to you about all of this is that if you have a look there, my book, I'm just going to pick it up for a moment, Working the Cloud. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the official launch. So first of all, I want to start chatting to Carrie-Anne.
Okay, so my name is Carrie-Anne Philbin. I'm a secondary school IT teacher, which at the moment isn't a really popular profession. And generally going into IT and being a girl is very, very difficult at the moment. It's very difficult to get teenage girls into IT. So I started a project called Geek Girl Diaries, and I was very fortunate enough to meet you, Kate Russell, and you very kindly gave an interview for a channel, a YouTube channel that I created to try and get more teenagers, especially girls, into technology.
Ian Forrester, hello. Welcome to the Working the Cloud virtual signing. Oh, he's drinking a Cosmopolitan. Brilliant. Let's cheers.
Cheers.
Ian does a podcast called The Tech Grumps. So tell us what you're doing,
Okay,
Ian,
so
because you're in this bar for a very special reason.
so we're playing this game called Werewolf, which is here. And so basically, the idea is that some people are werewolves, most people are villagers, and you have to find out who the werewolves are. And we have lots of drinks, because it's happy hour until 11 o'clock, and have lots of fun. So actually there's some people here who, as you can see, they're waving people.
Hey, hello. Brilliant. Carrie-Anne, thank you so much for joining me. And any last sort of tips or hints? What's your favourite website, the favourite thing you do online for our viewers?
Exactly this, Google Hangouts. They're amazing. You can film stuff, you can stream it onto YouTube. So with my YouTube channel, that's how I do my interviews. You can collaborate on documents at the same time. It's amazing. And I think what you're doing here today is a great example of how powerful it is. So good luck tonight. I wish you all the best.
Ian, very quickly for you, what's your #1 cloud tip? What's the thing that you love doing online?
You know what? Honestly, Dropbox and Evernote are awesome. Yeah, I could not work without those two things.
And I see Zoe Cunningham is there as well. So maybe let's jump over to Zoe Cunningham.
So what's so great about the cloud is that for small businesses, they can get the same quality of software that we provide to really large clients, but at a fraction of the cost, and in many cases actually free.
I'm going to go live to Nesta now, and Guylaine Boddington, you are at an event, Connected Collaboration with Nesta.
How are you doing?
Do you want to tell us what that event's about?
We are in a group environment, and we're talking here. There's lots of people in the room. So I don't know if you can see some of the people around. There's about 80 people here.
Hello, room.
And we're talking about connectivity and collaboration process.
Something I find pretty useful these days is Lanyard. And that tells you about all the conferences and meetings that otherwise you probably wouldn't know about. And one of the simple things it does is it allows you to log in with Twitter. So it makes the assumption that most of the people on Twitter you have similar interests to, which is absolutely true.
My name is Ugo. I work for Simply Business as my day job. Kate was with us last week doing a hangout. And personally, I've been working on sort of a cloud-based virtual assistant, which I call Simon.
Actually, I'm really sad to say that probably my favourite thing at the moment is Google Reader. And I've been really sad to hear that that's disappearing very soon. I hear that Feedly is maybe going to take over as the next competitor because it has a very good API, so your existing third-party applications for accessing Google Reader might still work with Feedly.
So we have our winner of our first copy of the book, Simon, I believe. Is it Simon? What would you like me to write in your book? I'm going to turn the page over here.
To eBay bidder,
I don't think you'd get very much, to be honest with you. It's probably worth more not signed.
Well, you never know.
Not soiled. To Simon.
And you can make the rest up, Kate.
Thank you for hanging out. I'm going to carry on that sentence. Thank you for hanging out with me. Well, there's your signed copy of the book there. You probably can't see it terribly well in this light, but that will be on its way to you. Thank you very much for taking part. It was really lovely to see you. Any sort of tips of websites that you love? Anything that you love doing online?
Well, it's an old one, but the Intel Museum of Me that you showed a year or so ago is always worth a look. Still out there.
Absolutely, brilliant. Museum of Me from Intel, and that basically does your Facebook journey for the year. So we've got Jeff Alexander, we've got Kate from Orasma, who made the augmented reality cover of my book. We've got Sue Black, who's writing a book that was crowdfunded on Unbounded. We've both had crowdfunding experiences recently, and you are asking people to kind of put it out there and say, yes, I'm prepared to support you, just on the basis that you say you can deliver something. And it's kind of a big leap, isn't it? What do you think about that, any of you guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's quite scary, right? Because you don't know if it's going to be successful. So what if you put it out there and no one's interested, and then you look like a fool, right? So that could happen. Luckily, what happened was that my book became the fastest crowdfunded book ever.
But let's bring on a few more of these people now. Belinda Palmer and Rosie, I know, so we got two brilliant geeky girls here, and let's bring on Gavin Rainbow as well, because Gavin Rainbow is our third and final book signing, who's been very patient tonight.
Well, sorry about the quality of this. I was just using my Microsoft Surface and it said Google Plus doesn't support Windows 8. So I've had a technology fail this evening.
Well, that's something that we get used to when we work with technology. I think if nothing else, it makes you be fleet of foot in solving problems. We had all 3 laptops for tonight's event turn up without any web cameras. So there you go. Tell us about your work and what it is that you're doing, because you're doing some really interesting stuff with schools and education at the moment, aren't you?
The issue is that only 17% of the tech workforce is female, 17, and that's going down each year. So Little Miss Geek is about bridging the gap between girls loving consuming technology, but not wanting to create technology. And Little Miss Geek is about inspiring girls to take part in the next technological revolution.
And there's a lot more happening in this area at the moment as well. I mean, we had Girl Geek Diaries, Carrie-Anne Philbin was on earlier, and Rosie Campbell as well. Let's bring you in on this conversation, because I know, Rosie, you're a real role model as well to girls. Tell us about your geekiness and your geek career.
So I work at BBC R&D with Ian, who was on earlier, and yeah, I love technology. It's not something actually that I had that much interest in when I was younger, and I really wish there'd been something a bit like Little Miss Geek around to inspire me. But now, while I was at uni, I really got into it, and now I've got a job in technology, and it's brilliant.
Now, Gavin Rainbow, you're our final book signing of the night. Claire Benson, everybody, is a fire scientist. Hello. Which is just the coolest job title in the world.
Oh, I've heard
so we've now got a line-up here. Let's count it. We've got a line-up here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 geeky ladies, and 1, 2, 3 geeky boys, and a book. So there you go. I kind of like those odds. And the book was written by a girl as well, so that's kind of cool. Claire, tell me a little bit about your thing. But before you do, Gavin, have you got anything particular you want me to write in your copy of the book? Because you're here to have it signed.
I can't think of anything at the moment.
Shall I just make something up and I'll do it whilst Claire...
Yeah.
Claire, tell us about your awesome job while I sign Gavin's book for him.
Well, I am a fire and explosion scientist, and I do all sorts of different research on fires and explosions, and ideally trying to stop them happening. For the last couple of years, I've been working with the London Fire Brigade, trying to find out about deliberate fires and arson, and seeing if there are any patterns. And using some of the tools on the internet, that's been made really interesting. Particularly recently, I've been using one of the add-ons for Google Fusion tables, where they'll actually heat map things and do intensity maps, so I can overlay that with other statistics like poverty maps to see if there's any sort of correlation.
I really quickly want to bring Doug in as well to the conversation. He's been sitting there patiently while everyone around him is drinking champagne. Now, Doug is from Ripple, and Ripple, R-I-P-P-L-L, and they made my apps for me. So there it is, there's the app come up. So you've got the content from the blog, that will feed through to there, and also the videos. These are the full video interviews that I've done for the book, and they're posted there. You can listen to and watch those videos on there. And also, eventually, there's a chat feature. So once the dust has settled after this launch, I'm going to be doing live chat sessions through this app.
You don't have to spend £10,000 to build an app these days. If you use a system like AppSplash, which you've used for your app, you can pay a monthly fee, or you can try a freemium model, of course. But for as little as £29 a month, you're in the App Store ahead of the big high street brands, which is incredible, really.
Brilliant. Doug, I'm going to run a competition next on the app, but thank you so much for talking to us. I'm going to let you get back to the party room, and because we're already 15 minutes over time, and I just wanted really quickly say a few more words to a few of you people here. So, Gavin, I've done your signing for you.
Thank you.
To Gavin, thank you so much for all of your support and for hanging out with me, because I know you've been a long-term follower of mine and supporter of mine on Twitter and social media. So, and I can't thank you enough. You know, all you Twitter followers get a dedication in this book. So I hope you'll read it and enjoy that, because it really is heartfelt. So thank you very much for joining us, Gavin.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
that book will come to you very soon.
Okay, thanks very much. Bye.
Brilliant. Now, I just want to finish with the guys who are still here. So we've got fire scientist Claire Benson Bunsen Burner, she should be known as, Jeff Alexander, and we've still got Rosie. Unfortunately, I think Belinda Palmer's fallen off at the end of the world somewhere, or maybe off the end of the off the Brady Bunch string down here. Can I just go through, and if you've got a tip, a #1 website or app or cloud thing that you like to use? Claire, let's go to you first.
I'm going to have to be really obvious and go with Twitter, actually. I've done a huge amount of networking on Twitter for work, but also just in my own personal life. I mean, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Twitter, because we met at something through Twitter that I ended up on. So it's a great way to explore people with similar interests, and a great way to explore work interests as well.
There's a site called Odesk, which is a great source of finding good people. You have to do your due diligence, of course, to help out with the operations and the VA, virtual assistant type positions as well. And I've been spending a lot of time with that. That's really key for me right now. So that's probably a good one to add as something different.
So my favourite thing at the moment that I'm using is called Trello, and it's everything you ever wanted from a to-do list website or app, and it's just really simple to use. Anyone can use it. You can put things as different colours, you can drag and drop all over the place, and I don't know about you, but for me, I'm much more productive if I have fun little things that I can tick off and move over to a done column, and then I feel much better about myself. So yeah, that's my one recommendation for project management and being more productive.
Brilliant. I'm a real list person, and the first thing I always do on any list, #1 on any list, write list. Because then as soon as you finish writing the list, you can cross it off.
Exactly.
No more satisfying feeling than crossing something off a list. Brilliant. Thank you so much. As you can see, we've completely adapted. I'm on a completely different camera because my machine has fallen over completely. I don't know that anyone's left in the Hangout other than me. I could just be talking to myself. But listen, thank you so much, those of you who've tuned in. So I can see myself now on the computer over there. I've got the Brady Bunch underneath me. Everybody wave, say goodbye. Party room, say goodbye, Party Room. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you very much to my host here, the King's Head Members Club, who've been awesome letting us use their space, which is really quite amazing. You should come, if you get into the Hoxton area, you should definitely come and have a look around. And also to Pirius, who have very kindly put some money in the pot for some refreshments over these next two events, tonight and on Friday night as well. So Pirius, Roger from Pirius will be there on Friday night as well. So thank you very much to everybody who supported me, and I hope you've enjoyed tonight's show. But if you've got any sense, I would go and open a bottle of Plonk and pour yourself a large glass of wine now, because that is certainly what I'm going to be doing. In the meantime, people,
elderflower juice,
and
elderflower cordial. It's definitely not.
Virtual. Stay virtual, and whatever you do, keep working that cloud. Thank you, and goodbye.